Welcome to the Life of a Fit Pro. I am your Fit Pro host, Andrea Anderson, and today we're going to talk about signs. Do you believe in signs? Do you look for certain numbers like the three of the same number, like your angel number, or do you feel particularly drawn to something in nature, or do you like to look at something as if it has symbolic meaning? This is for you because same girl, same. Okay, I need to tell you, we have hawks in our yard, multiple hawks. And first of all, they are magnificent creatures. They are beautiful and also terrifying. Like they are one of nature's craziest predators. And they're tiny. They weigh like a pound. They're all feather, but they could totally decimate the wildlife in the area, which is wild to me. And it got me thinking, like, when something like that happens, I mean, we have birds I live in the woods, if you didn't know, and we have tons of birds. And true to form, elder millennials, you get pickleball, you get sourdough, or you get birds. One of those three is in your future, and we've chosen birds because of where we live. So we get gnatcatchers, we get finches, we get cardinals, we get woodpeckers, we get bluebirds, we get blue jays, we get all kinds of birds. And we do have a barred owl, B-A-R-R-E-D, barred owl that will frequent. And this is the first time in 6 years that we have seen a hawk. And not just one hawk, two hawks. And we think a baby. So I wanted to dig into that. Like, what does this mean at this particular time? Because there's a groundswell happening right now. If you haven't felt it this year, between the crazy storms of the year, between the wildfires and the smoke, there's stuff happening. We just left Mercury in retrograde, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. This is a big year for a lot of signs of the zodiac. And again, if this is a little woo-woo, just keep going. Or maybe listen, because you never know what you're going to learn. But it got me thinking, like, I was like, is this trying to tell me something? Is this a coincidence? Maybe. Is it a sign? We'll go with yes. We're going to go with yes. So I wanted to look up like the spiritual meaning of seeing a hawk, what it symbolizes, and kind of connect it to present day and what is going on. So that got me started. I don't even know when I started getting really excited and feeling called to seeing certain signs, but this has happened for as long as I can remember. And I think that we look for signs because we want to feel connected to something. We do feel connected. I mean, even though I am not a hawk, we share similar parts of vitamins and minerals and things that are found all throughout the earth, all throughout the solar system. Like we are related, even though we're not the same. And we want to feel connected to something. So sometimes you're searching for signs, and sometimes you're searching so hard that that's all you see, like the yellow car thing, where if you think about yellow cars, all you're going to start seeing are yellow cars. It's a little manifesty, but I think also sometimes these things come into our life to pull us out of something or to push us towards something or just to remind us of something. So I wanted to dig deeper and see what this could possibly mean. Okay. Let's see. So a hawk symbolizes a few things. I looked this up. Let's go. Vision. Hawks can see what others miss. Y'all. Spiritually, this could mean looking at the bigger picture, raising your perspective, stop focusing on today's stress. Hawks can also symbolize awareness. Like, what are you not paying attention to? What are you not noticing? Knock, knock, knock. What are you missing? What have you been missing? So maybe an opportunity, something about growth, maybe intuition, truth, something like that. And hawks also symbolize courage and action. Hawks don't apologize for taking up space. Like literally, they are on my fence and all of the other birds, and interestingly, squirrels have gone missing. I don't know if they've eaten them. Fingers crossed that that's not true. Hopefully these birds, other than hummingbirds, for some reason, the hawks and the hummingbirds can coexist, but every other type of bird or creature has left the chat. They're not in our acreage. And I'm hoping that they're just taking a little breaksies until the hawk goes away, because I think hawks are short-term inhabitors. Like they inhabit an area and then they move on, I hope, because we miss our other birds. We miss them. But hawks do not apologize for taking up space. They move with confidence. Seeing a hawk is an invitation to stop waiting and start moving. Ooh, that's heavy. That is heavy. The hawk energy is not sit still and overthink. It's you already know. Trust yourself. I feel like the last year and a half has been a ton of messages like this to me, and I know what it's talking about, and I get it, but I have a plan, and I'm sticking with my plan. Okay. They also, so I wanted to see, was there any significance in seeing two hawks, not just one, two? And they'll sit side by side sometimes on the fence. So I think they're friends. I don't actually know. I didn't look this up to see if they were actually territorial, but these two seem to be working in conjunction with one another. So we're going to say they're friends or frenemies, whatever you want to do. All right. So two hawks are about partnership, meaning you aren't meant to do everything alone. Like there's community, there's support. Two hawks represent balance, giving and receiving, rest and action, logic and intuition. Two hawks can symbolize confirmation. So like seeing something repeatedly, not just one hawk over and over, but seeing two could be a reinforcement. Like, hey there, just making sure you heard that message. Did you get it? Did you get it? I think that's what it means. And then the last thing that two hawks can symbolize is unity of purpose. So two hawks flying together can symbolize alignment, which was my word of the year 2 years ago, last year, one of the years. That's kind of crazy. I think like maybe for me, the two hawks being there, seeing both of them at the same time, not just seeing one over and over and maybe thinking it was just one. It's definitely two. It might mean it's like reminding me to pay attention. Like, hey, just making sure you're on your course, you're following your course. And I love that. I love that. So I wanted to bring this. This is like a very, me thing, but this could be related to you as well. What is it that you're not paying attention to? What is it that is screaming super loud that you're just like how about trendy? Where are the saxophones getting louder, right? That you're maybe not noticing until this very moment. And sometimes it takes somebody to tie a ribbon or something around your finger to remind you, oh yeah, there was something I was supposed to not forget. What was it? So maybe this is your push or your pull or your sign to like remember the thing that you've been forgetting. I don't know. I love that stuff. Okay. So here are some questions as a life coach. I had to turn this into a coaching opportunity. So here are some questions that seeing two hawks and the symbolism that surrounds it made me think of, because I always think about you when I'm thinking of these things. What have I been ignoring? Is there something that you've been not paying attention to, something that needs a little more of your TLC? What have you been ignoring? Where do you need, I'm going to ask these as if you're asking yourself, where do I need a bigger perspective? Like, are you focusing so intently and so closely on something that you're failing to see the bigger picture? Are you misinterpreting the forest for the trees? What decision already feels true? That's a heavy one for me. Am I trusting myself? Trusting yourself. Where do I need courage? Because hawks and courage, man. What support do I need right now? And what feels aligned in my life? So these are coaching questions that I felt inspired to share because of seeing a sign, a symbol, or looking at something as if it were a sign or a symbol. I could just see, oh, look, a bird and move on, right? But my mind thinks creatively and with energy and with purpose. So I can't ignore something like that. I've never seen a hawk, let alone two hawks, on my property for 6 years. And we've been here. We've seen all kinds of wildlife. We have deer, we have foxes, we have bats, we have a groundhog, we have turtles. Like we have a turtle that nestles inside one of our flower beds. We have a ton of wildlife, and a hawk has never been here before. And it's a hawk by its screeching sound. And obviously we've seen it. Well, we've seen two of them. I can't just ignore that. Like there's something that I'm supposed to be remembering, and it made me think that maybe there's something out there that you're ignoring, or there's a moment of alignment or a truth moment that you need to have with yourself. So powerful. I love this stuff. Whether it was just a bird or if it's a sign from the universe, like it makes you stop and think for a second, right? And I love moments like that where you are snapped back for just a moment and you think, okay, what's going on here? What is really happening? You're not just kind of going through the motions of life and doing all of your little rituals and your little habits and doing all the things that you do on a Sunday or a Monday or whatever day it is. It forces you to just step back and take a different perspective and ask, what's that about? And be curious. Be curious. Because when you start getting curious, you come alive. I really believe that when you start getting curious, you come alive. So I wanted to be as curious as possible about seeing these two hawks. And okay, fine, not every moment is a message, but every message begins with a moment that you are willing to notice. So start noticing. I encourage you, take those coaching questions that I put out there. What have I been ignoring? Where do I need a bigger perspective? What decision already feels true? Am I trusting myself? Where do I need courage? What support do I need right now? What feels aligned in my life? Take any of those. Take all of those. Take a moment to look around you. Take a moment to notice what's there. Take a moment to notice what's not there. I always err on the caution of positive. Take a moment to notice what's there. I like to start there because if you start asking yourself about what is in the negative space, I feel like that takes you down not such a good path. But asking yourself what's here. I love starting my yoga classes with examine your body and just find out what's here. Because how often do we stop and just ask that question? What do I notice? What's here right now? What is happening that I'm not reflecting on? What is happening that I haven't given a name to yet? Oh. See, seeing a bird can literally strike a whole conversation, can make you super curious and super thoughtful, and you don't even know where that could go. You don't even know where it could go until you start to pause and reconsider, change perspective, and ask the question. So be curious this week. I encourage it. And you know what? I think we're going to stop there because I want to go see if I can see them again. I want to go outside and check out my hawks. And I encourage you to do the same. See you next time. Bye.